Zombie apocalypse.
Welcome to Bicol University College of Industrial Technology. Busit is one of the colleges in the East Campus. Originally, the East Campus was just referred to as Brasat Campus. Then, Brasat became Busat, and later on, the College of Engineering was added, that for a time it became the campus for Buseng Sat. Just recently, the Department of Architecture became an institute, and so the East Campus now has three Bicol University colleges: the College of Industrial Technology, the College of Engineering, and the Institute of Design and Architecture. Busit is easily recognizable by its landmark, a concrete sculpture of a man holding a mallet, nicknamed Boy Maso. Conspicuously erected in the middle of a crossroads, a few steps from the SIT Arc, Boy Maso stands like a sentry of the SIT campus. Boy Maso is practically as old as some of the buildings of the college. One building, which is older than Boy Maso, is the Electrical Technology Building. Right now, it is almost completed and will soon be ready for occupancy for the electrical technology students. In the building, especially the laboratory rooms, electrical technology students will learn about electrical connections, installations, and the like. They get to practice how to become electricians, and so the laboratory rooms are designed for their hands-on practices. The building will also later house the offices of the various organizations, including the college publication. Meantime, the building is not yet granted occupancy. The Electrical Technology Department is in one of the newest buildings, which I will introduce in a little while. Another old building which has stood and weathered innumerable typhoons is the long single-story building to the right of Boy Maso. You will notice that its rehabilitation is almost at its completion, and soon it will look as good as new and ready for occupancy when this pandemic is over. Half of the building and the end closest to Boy Maso was previously occupied by the Automotive Technology Department. The opposite end, on the other hand, is occupied by the Mechanical Technology Department, so you will see inside some of the equipment the MT students use in their laboratory, such as the lathe machine, milling machine, and CNC machine, to name a few. As I have mentioned, the Automotive Technology Department used to occupy that old building, but now the department is housed in the ground floor of one of the newest buildings in Busit, the Multi-Tech Building. In one spacious room, automotive laboratory showcases their various equipment used by students in learning about auto machine parts and engines, as well as other similar concepts and applications. Also in the building's ground floor is FabLab Bicol, a technology hub of the region where anyone can make almost anything. In FabLab, you will find various equipment necessary for prototype making, such as a 3D printer, laser cutter, among others. The second floor is currently occupied by the Electrical Technology Department, and the third floor is where the Electronics Department is lodged. In the Electronics Department, there are also laboratory rooms where the students get practical knowledge and acquire skills on the use and application of electronic parts, such as the creation or innovation of new electronic gadgets. To Boy Maso's left, but to the right of the SIT Art, is the building occupied by the Bachelor in Technical Vocational Teacher Education Department, or BTV-TED. The BTV-TED is the biggest department because it is composed of 4 different specializations, such as drafting technology, garments, fashion and design, food service management, and electrical technology. Part of the building, especially the drafting rooms, is already half a century old or probably older. The 2-story structure in the middle was added sometime in 2011. This is where you will find the faculty room of the department and an activity center in the second floor. Now, this building is where lecture classes are held, but it also houses laboratory areas for the drafting technology and the garments fashion and design. The laboratory rooms of the drafting technology students have drawing or drafting tables where students put to practice their drawing skills. These rooms are also used by drawing classes of the various departments. Similarly, the laboratory rooms of the garments fashion and design are areas for the GFD students to learn sewing, pattern making, garments design, and the like. Behind the TVTED building is another recently completed building, the Bicol Regional Food Innovation and Commercialization Center, which became operational sometime in the middle of 2018. As the name implies, BRFICC is where food products are innovated and later commercialized. This is also currently occupied by classes for the Food Technology Department, the department where students learn everything related to food science, food innovation, and other relevant concepts and applications. Fronting the BTVTEL building is the Quadrangle. Then across the campus road from the Quadrangle, one sees another building called the Food Technology Building. This bears this name because in the past, BUSAT used to have 2-year vocational courses and food technology was one of the said courses. Today, however, this building is now being used by the food service management students where they hold their classes in laboratory. In the laboratory, students learn about basic baking, quantity cookery, catering management, and other similar courses. Across the campus street to the right of the FT building is another long building fronting the sunken garden, the Civil Technology Building for the Civil Technology Department. This building also holds the office of the BUROTC Coordinator and the office of the College Publication, the Coverall. In the laboratory rooms of the Civil Technology Department, students learn the basics of civil craftsmanship. Behind the city building is the IA building. This is another building being used by the Food Technology Department for their lecture classes and some laboratory classes as well. Going farther down the road across the campus road from the IA building, behind the FT building, one sees another very old, vacated, and now shabby L-shaped building. This one used to be occupied by the students of GFD and the electrical technology students for their laboratory. Both the GFD building and the city building are now in the pipeline for renovation. Furthermore, a new food science building for the Food Technology Department will also be constructed. Then we proceed to the last but not the least concrete structure of the college, another old L-shaped single-story building, formerly known as IDE building, and now being occupied by the Industrial Design Department. Here, the ID students learn the various types of design, including raw materials important for design and other relevant concepts. Of course, let us not forget the Administration Building, where you will find the Office of the Dean, Office of the Associate Dean, Office of the Registrar, and the Cashier's Office. This building is actually far from the school buildings of the college because it is situated to the northwest of Boy Maso, in the same building occupied by the Seng Administration Building. Mind you, our dear freshmen, most of the buildings may be old, but these buildings have seen many outstanding students who have sat in the classrooms or walked the corridors or hallways and are now distinguished, highly admired persons in their fields. Today, you see old buildings, but one day, perhaps not yet in your time, the college will also be one proof that the university's vision of a world-class university has been realized.
Takbiuenyo, whoa, oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Mga pangarap kayang abutin, pag-asang ambisyon natin, di kukuha tulong-tulong. Saan man magpunta, isa ang ulong. pangarap, isang hangarin, tayo ay tatak biyuenyo. Tumayo, uminak, sumayaw tayo, biyuenyo, sama-sama tayo. Tunay nga na ganda ang taglay ng ating mga puso, walang susuko. Kahit anong problema, wala lang yan basta didaan sa ngiti lang. Pasok na yan at laging isipin na tayo'y tatak biyuenyo.
Ngunit kahit di mabuti ang kinasasabakan, mga balakid sa daan parang hindi malagpasan. Tumingala, subituin ang karunungan pag sinabing biyuan nyo hindi yan uurungan. Dugo kasun, ating tinataglay, ilapas mo sa baot, ang itong ibinigay sa tinadyo suma. Kumbaga, iba ka sa kanila kung di ka nila mapatuloy niyan. Kanta!
Mga talento natin na iba-iba, sa pamumuno tayo'y nagiging isa. Sa serbisyo, hindi nagsusukuan. Kahit di na kaya, ay kakayanin pa. Tumayo, umitak, sumayaw tayo, biyuenyo, sama-sama tayo. Tunay na naganda ang taglay ng ating mga puso, walang susuko. Kahit anong problema, wala lang yan basta tidaan sa ngiti lang. Pasok na yan at laging isipin na tayo'y tatak. Tumayo, umitak, sumayaw tayo, biyuenyo, sama-sama tayo. Tunay na naganda ang taglay ng ating mga puso, walang susuko. Kahit anong problema, wala lang yan basta tidaan sa ngiti lang. Pasok na yan at laging isipin na tayo'y tatak biyuenyo. Wow, oh, tatak biyuenyo. Wow, laging isipin na tayo'y tatak biyuenyo.
Magandang umaga mga kaibigan, kapatid, kaeskwela, kapamilya, kapuso o kahit anong channel ka pa. Magandang umaga po sa lahat. Magandang umaga, Pilipinas. Isang makabuluhang araw para sa ating lahat. Good morning to our foreign participants that are with us today and to our dear participants here on Zoom. And for the people watching from Facebook Live, hello po. I appreciate you all for taking time off your busy schedules. Kumusta po kayo? Nakapag-almusal na po ba? Nakahilamos na? Nakahilamos na ako. Siguro nagkakape pa yung iba. Sobrang bilis lang ng panahon. Ano? Parang kumikit ka lang saglit tapos paggising mo. Sabado na naman ulit. Pero hindi ito yung typical na Sabado. You manage to get through the entire week, and Saturday is your reward. Saturday is the day to really shake those brains off and see how creative you can get in coming up with new things to do. And as a bonus for that, we will give you an amazing discovery and learning for today's event. As an offering, we are now down to our 5th episode. Yes, episode 5 na po tayo. Kung meron na K-drama series, anime, whichever, meron din kaming webinar series. Kung merong TikTok, we have Tech Talks, episode number 5. Teaching technology towards a better normal. For this event, we will be tackling all about circuit design and simulation. Circuit design and simulation, exciting, right? Okay, this webinar shall give us enough information to learn how to design a circuit and its application through simulation. Circuit designing captures my interest as an indispensable part of electronics industry that helps to build the base in electronic devices and make them functional. And circuit simulation is the powerful way to check your work, that would play the what if. Okay, if this short introduction has got your attention, well, I am sure you will enjoy this episode. Gaya ng dati, hingang malalim. I-relax ang ating mga sarili. Lend us your ears, your eyes, to focus and your attention. At i-enjoy po natin itong opportunity para matuto. Okay? Before anything else, this event is in partnership with Electrical and Electronics Technology. Before we begin, I have a few housekeeping notes. Everyone is encouraged to keep their cameras open, but make sure our microphones are on mute to avoid unnecessary background noises that can interrupt the program or when someone is speaking. We can also interact with the speaker during our open forum through the chat box and if you are on Zoom. And if you can have your questions in the comment section if you are watching through our Facebook Live after the talk of our speaker. And I would like to grab this opportunity to give the gratitude to our diligent president, Dr. Arnulfo Mascareñas, our passionate vice presidents for academic affairs, Dr. Amelia Dorosan, Vice President for Administration and Finance, Attorney Joseph Bartolata, Vice President for Research and Development and Extension, Dr. Luis Amano, and to our exuberant BUEMD Director, Rowena Zoilo, our Busit Administration, headed by our supportive Dean, Dr. Jonathan Arroco, our dynamic Associate Dean, Professor Arlene Balleras, the faculty and the staff. Also, to the presence of our BJMP community, SET and BSouth students and students from other universities and colleges, teachers, alumni, electrical and electronics enthusiasts, and everyone. This webinar would fail to happen if it were not because of our beloved organizers, the technical team headed by an amazing professor, Ronel Oropesa, also to Mr. Dave Azores for the incredible design and layout of the Tech Talks. And of course, why would I forget? The brainchild of this webinar is the BSET Program Advisor, proponent, and project leader for this extension activity is none other than Dr. Kenji Terenciano. Without his idea, of course, this event would be non-existent. Thank you so much, sir. Let's give them a virtual clap. Okay. Thank you, everyone. By the way, I am your host, Angel Pache, a BSET alumni, at ako po ang makakasama ninyo ngayong araw. Okay. And now, let us proceed to the invocation to be followed by the national anthem.
Ang magiliw para sa silanganan na anak ng puso sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, duyan ka ng magiging sa manlulupig. Di ka pasisilip sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit na baga. May nilagang tulad, awit sa paglayang minamahal. Pag-islap ng matawat mo'y tagumpay na nagnilangi. Ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may magdidilim. Lupa ng araw naman, bakit pagsinta mo'y langit sa piling mo? Pamimigay may mga pero mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Okay, so good morning once again, our dear participants. Excited na ba ang lahat? To say this frankly, excited na naman ako sa ating panibagong programa ngayong araw. So, let's not prolong the agony of waiting. To formally open the program for BISET and BISELT Tech Talk webinar series, let us welcome our active professor from BISET faculty, Professor Joel N. Sales, to give us the opening remarks.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now on our fifth week of webinar entitled Tech Talk. As a way of giving due recognition to our viewers, we always welcome this morning the following. We have participants from Salt, Jordan, Ahed Al-Fawri, a faculty from Physics Department. We have also viewers from Marawi City, Abdul Muhaimen Abdul Hamid, from a Muslim brother from Moriato, Loksadato, Marawi City. We have Mark Lucas, a government employee from Philippine Science High School, Ilocos Region Campus, Itogon, Benguet. We have also Mr. Jowin Calano, private employee from Jehan Corporation, Eulogio Amang Rodriguez Avenue, Pasig, Metro Manila. We have school teachers from Grace Christian Academy, San Rafael City of San Jose del Monte, Bulacan. Students and faculty, St. Joseph College of Cavite, Incorporated, San Roque, Cavite City. We have also engineering and technology students from Pamantasan ng Luzon ng Valenzuela, Valenzuela City, Metro Manila. Our mainstayers from IIEE CSE, CPSE student from Camiguin Polytechnic State College, main campus, Balbagon, Pambahaw, Camiguin. Also, education student from Batangas State University, Rizal Avenue Extension, Batangas. Another, students and faculty from Sorsogon State University. Teachers and students from Donsol Community College and Donsol Vocational High School. Government employees and faculty of TESDA Provincial Training Center, Ginubatan, Albay. Another school teachers from DepEd, Albay. Engineering and technology students from Bicol University, Pulangi Campus. College instructors and professors from UAS Community College, Pan Philippine Highway, UAS, Albay. Electronics and Communication Engineering students from the Vera Institute of Technology, Albay District, Legazpi City. Also, students and faculty from San Francisco Institute of Science and Technology, Malilipot, Albay. A government employee from Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency Region 5. And also Mr. Jomar Bailon, an alumni from Lambert Consolidated Complex Development Corporation, Real Estate Developers, Legazpi City. To our regular viewers of PDL from Kamalig and Ginubatan District Jail, especially to Jail Officer Redenares of BJMP Ginubatan. Also, from the BJMP, the Chief of Welfare and Development, Madam Catherine Duca of BJMP Legazpi. We have also a student from Don Mariano Marcos State University in La Union. Another education and agriculture students from Pampanga State Agricultural University, Magalang, Pampanga. And instructors and professors of AMA Computer Learning Center, Sorsogon City. To the new participants or registrants this morning from Zoom and Facebook, we welcome you everyone. Last Saturday, I mentioned about the role of technology in the society. Today, we will focus about how to start a new technology by creating a design that you imagine. Designing is the initial stage in any envisioned project. Designing is to create new products through innovation or innovative ideas that satisfy customer wants. There is the elements of design, which includes the shape, the color, the line, the texture, including the size and the scale. It serves as our guide as we work to produce a visually appealing result. For the audience to be more visually captivated, these elements of design component should complement one another. Here are a few quotes or proverbs related to design. So according to Alina Wheeler, design is intelligence made visible. Also, design adds value faster than it adds cost, according to Joel Spolsky, which is the cost is secondary to beauty. Especially when there is beauty, you can command a price to a beautiful piece of work. And also, according to Don Harper, make it simple but significant. And according to Joel Sales, design is a combination of series and parallel ideas to form a cohesive output. And did you know that there are more people who can quickly recognize a poor design than those who can appreciate a good one? Also, only a select few are endowed that the capacity to think for a design and translate it into a concrete realization, even though many individuals can easily see a bad design. Additionally, almost of all electronic design being created today may be run through a program or piece of software called a simulator in order to save money and prevent costly mistakes. I hope that you will learn something about our topic for today. Thank you and happy learning.
Thank you, Professor Joel, for that meaningful and wonderful welcoming remarks. Okay. Based sa mga sobrang parami tayo ngayong araw habang dumadagdag ang mga episodes. So, Alam ko marami tayong maraming matututunan at excited na ang lahat. And now it is my pleasure to introduce to all of you for our speaker for today's episode. Our speaker for today is a graduate, is a proof and product output of the BISET program, who graduated in 2006 Bachelor of Science in Electronics Technology. He earned a degree in Master of Arts in Industrial Education, major in Instructional Technology, year 2013 in Bicol University. A licensed professional teacher, he finished his doctorate for the Doctor of Education last year, 2021, in Bicol University. He is the alumni of Bicol University from kinder to graduate studies and currently elected as a board of trustees for the Bicol University General Alumni Association Incorporated. On the other hand, our speaker is a sports enthusiast, a computer enthusiast, and embraces changes and advancement in technology. At present, he is an assistant professor too of Bicol University College of Industrial Technology, a faculty member of the Electronics Technology program under the Department of Electronics and Electrical Technology. Let us all welcome today's speaker for this Tech Talks webinar series, Episode 5, Circuit Design and Simulation, is none other than Dr. J.R. M. Balion.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Grabe, napakahaba ng introduction. Tsaka very welcoming yung welcoming remarks si Sir Professor Sales. So yes, pleasure to everyone. Good morning once again. Hey, so let us start with our discussion. Let me share my screen. So yeah. So napakaganda ng welcome remarks ni Professor Sales about simulation and design. So for today's topic, for episode 5, we will be talking about circuit design and simulation. Okay. So the big question here is, what is circuit design? So anong kailangan dito sa electronics, or bakit kailangan nito sa electronics? Itong circuit design. Okay, circuit design is actually the first step for every electronics design project. So if magagawa tayo ng project sa electronics, doon tayo magsisimula, designing. So dapat meron na tayong knowledge dyan sa components, schematic symbols, and to be able to interpret diagrams. Okay? So this requires the creation of a schematic diagram, which defines how electronic components are logically connected in a printed circuit board or PCB. So dyan po yung PCB, dyan po nakalagay yung mga components natin in order to create a circuit. Okay. Other definition is, to design a circuit, we need to have an idea about the values of each component required in the circuit. So in engineering aspects, kasama dyan yung pag-calculate ng voltage and current in order to produce required input and output. In my own definition, circuit designing is an art and science in one package. Bakit ko sinabing art? Bakit ko sinabing science? Okay, so we become artistic when we create our own designs. So here in electronics, we have numerous ideas. Depende na lang sa magiging application yan. And science, because we're going to calculate things like, again, voltage and current to create a specific circuit. Okay, so yun po yung bakit tayo nagde-design. Okay? So, what is now circuit simulation? So ano ba yung simulation? So nasabi ni Sir kanina about simulation. But before this circuit simulation, we go back to the past. Wala namang circuit simulation. We do experiments, actual experiments. Which in fact, ang problema sa actual experiments, we consume a lot of resources. So we do trial and error to create these circuits. So now, because of the technology, kahit hindi sa circuits, when we go to driving or other mechanism, there are simulations. And maganda nga ngayon kasi because of new software, we can actually simulate buildings, structures, and strength of materials. But to go to our topic today, we're talking about circuit simulations. So by definition, ang circuit simulation is a process in which a model of an electronic circuit is created, analyzed using various software algorithms, which we predict and verify the behavior and performance of a circuit. So nandyan na lahat sa simulation. So you can do analysis, you can create the circuit, and you can already predict and check or test the performance and behavior. Now, since fabrication of electronic circuits, especially IC or integrated circuits, is expensive and time-consuming, it is faster and more cost-effective to verify the behavior and performance of the circuit using a circuit simulator before fabrication. So yan, pag gumagawa ng IC. But in our case, let's say we're going to create projects. We can simulate it first and verify the performance. For example, nakahanap ka ng circuit sa internet and may duda ka na hindi yun mag-work. You can do simulation first before creating the project. I recall noon, we do breadboarding, which is actually the next step. Kasi there are times that in the simulation process, you may be given 100% performance because it is by software simulation. So yung next step na yun is breadboarding, yung paggawa na. So probably that will be the topic for next episode, assembly. Okay, so what can circuit design and simulation do? Ano kaya pwedeng gawin ito sa atin? So unang-una, it helps evaluate the capabilities of electronic circuits without making the actual circuit. So sinabi ko kanina, before tayo gumawa ng project, no, meron na tayong analysis and we can already evaluate what's gonna happen to the circuit. Next, it is cost-effective and time-saving. So kung lahat tayo trial and error, mas madami tayong mauubos na resources. If I'm not mistaken, Thomas Alva Edison, gumawa ng light bulb, he created a lot of trial and errors. So ano nangyari? Ang daming nabasag or napasabog niyang bulb before tayo nagkaroon ng sabihin natin pinaka-actual product. So here, it will save us a lot because we're not going to purchase or buy the actual components. And it's time saving kasi baka yung ibang components not available in the locality, we can actually just simulate, no? Okay, we can design and test complicated circuits. Okay, so there are a lot of circuits, and actually circuits nowadays are available in the internet. So we only have to do is test. So we're going to test and yun, yung trial and error natin, simulation. Okay, reduce use of materials or hardware to make the accurate working circuit. So yun, another advantage, no? Reduce use of materials or hardware. So imagine, nasusunog, napapasabog mo yung circuit, nasisira. So with the help of this circuit design and simulation software, hindi yun mangyayari sa'yo. You will be spending more time in the computer instead of doing the actual side. So doon tayo makapagbigay ng focus. So reduced use of materials is a very big thing sa atin. So that we can create the last part, the accurate working circuit. Okay, technologists and engineers can easily redesign the circuit based on the simulation result. So upon doing analysis, because you can actually use a tester or a multimeter in a simulation, you can already check if tama ba yung required current, yung required voltage, or do we need to add more to make it more efficient and to avoid damaging specific components like sensors or controllers like transistors or microcontrollers. So yun lang ang pinaka-importante doon. Okay, some circuit simulation softwares provides output data like voltage, current, and waveform readings, and also spice analysis. Yan yung unang ginagamit noon sa mga development of IC, yung spice analysis. They can actually check the behavior of a diode or a transistor. So ito yung mga key or perks when we use software simulations, no? Okay. So additionally, advantages, simulation allows you to explore what if questions and scenarios without having to experiment on the actual system. No? You don't have to do trial and error. It helps you to identify bottlenecks in material, in information, and even product flows. So we can easily troubleshoot, no, without doing the actual. So in a quick glance, you can easily check what's gonna happen to the circuit. So it helps you to gain insights into which variables are most important to system performance. So we can already identify what are these components that we need in order to make a stable working circuit. So yun yung mga advantages ng ating simulation. Okay, so here are just some of the most popular software that you can explore in the internet. So we have like ECEDA, we have PSIM, we have KiCad. KiCad is an open source program. Yung Proteus is actually an industrial type software, pero kailangan mo siyang bilhin. So you have to purchase this one. We have Circuit Maker, which is actually a free software created by Altium. We have Linear Technology. They have a free software or freeware. Ang tawag sa kanya yung LT Spice. Then we have here Multisim, yung nasa gitna na logo. This also is, you have to buy a license for that. Good thing is Eagle, yung Eagle CAD, dati separate pa yan and nabili ng Autodesk. You can actually get like a free access for 1 year. Or syempre, pag gusto mong bilhin siya, you have to, the perks there is the very big library. Kasi halos nandun sa kanila yung components. Okay, so let's start with online or web-based programs. So nowadays, we have browser type simulation. So we have Tinkercad, we have Multisim Live, and I found this Circuit Lab. So yung Tinkercad, dear audience, it is by Autodesk or made by Autodesk. And as you can see here in their website, you can type in tinkercad.com and you can already found this browser-based simulation. So you can actually start simulating using actual components. So kung hindi mo sa ulo yung schematic symbols and you want to try to test circuits in electronics and even in basic electricity, you can actually have that assembled online. No? So you can start simulating, you can edit the components, and you can wire the components. You can even use or learn how to use a breadboard using simulation. Okay, later on, I will do a simple demo on how we can utilize Tinkercad. Okay, then we have National Instrument Multi-Sim Live. So this one, I also use this for teaching. And this is more on analytical. So yung Tinkercad, by the way, and this Multi-Sim Live, you can actually create your accounts so that you will be able to access the browser-based simulation software. Kasi it's better that you have this account so that you have your own cloud computing. So lahat ng data na ginagawa mo, designs and circuits you created are saved to the cloud. Yung sinasabing cloud storage. No? So here in National Instrument Multi-Sim Live, you can actually analyze the circuit. So nandyan na yung mga readings. Like for this example, we have a series parallel diodes. And as you can see, maglalagay ka na lang ng test point wherein it will provide you accurate readings. So in this case, we have current and voltage data. And we can actually include waveform analysis. No? So I might also do a short demonstration for Multi-Sim Live later. Okay, Circuit Lab is also what I found where you can also do online simulation. So all of this online or browser-based simulation was my recipe or my tool during the pandemic because we don't have face-to-face interaction. So I did a lot of practice, of course, in order to make this or not just master, but to be able to run everything in the browser-based. Ang kagandahan doon sa browser-based, hindi masyado mahirap because all you have to do is connect those components. And if you're going to find circuits, you can actually find a lot of circuits when you do Googling. No? So we have that term, Googling. Now, Circuit Labs, I found this in a web community, or electronics community, at napunta ako dito. It does the same thing with Multi-Sim Live. They have also this schematic symbols. And the only thing is you have to donate something to their website because they're just new when it comes to having this browser-based simulation. So these are just alternatives that I found because there are features not included in a particular simulation software. Okay, there's actually a lot of downloadable programs for simulation software like Circuit Wizard. You can find that in Google, but the only thing with Circuit Wizard is you have to buy it. Medyo mahal. You have to purchase it. Yenka is another software where we can use for home only. Anyway, Circuit Wizard and Yenka will ask you if you are at school or if you are at home. Now, I just discovered Yenka that if you are using it Mondays to Fridays, 8 a.m. to, I think, 2 in the afternoon or 3, you cannot actually access their program even though na-download mo na yan sa computer mo and ginagamit mo siya. Pag nakita niya na Mondays to Fridays, you will not be able to simulate something. So before, it only asked, are you at home? So you can actually say yes, but they're now wise. So maisip na din yung gumawa ng software na yan, kaya mahirap na din lokohin. Okay, LT Spice. LT Spice is a free software. It is used for designing IC or transistor circuit, and it provides us analysis. But there is more of a programming language na ginagamit sa LT Spice, like you have to do some codings. But there are a lot of tutorials. Now, I just found Libre PCB to be a designing circuit designing software. So you can actually download Libre PCB. So from the word libre, they're also a free program. So ito yung kaganda, may mga libre naman. Also Deep Trace. So yung Deep Trace and Libre PCB, these are design programs that you can create your PCB. Later on, I will do a sneak peek of how Deep Trace can be used for PCB designing. Okay, Cadence is also a software for simulation. Nandyan yung OrCAD, and now it's Cadence. Fritzing. So I encountered Fritzing when I designed Arduino circuits. But now, if you go to fritzing.com, they'll ask for donation. But if you can still find downloadable programs for Fritzing, yung mga old versions, of course, you can still use it for drawing your circuit with Arduino. So yan yung Fritzing. Then ECDA. So these are companies companies na naggagawa ng PCB design. So you create your design in their platform, and later part, they will be asking you to, if you're going to mass produce your design. So for example, I would like to create a specific circuit, and I'm planning to make it as a product. So simulate muna ako. I'll make sure that the circuit will work with the correct behavior and performance. Then I'll do the circuit design so that I can create the PCB. Now, if I go to ECDA and create the design there, there's an option that you have to, like kung sa libro magpa-publish ka. So ECDA is like creating your actual design into a product. So that's the good thing with these programs. I think also Libre PCB is doing the same. Okay. So let's talk about industrial engineering software. So yung Proteus, I got this training from Norsu way back 2016. We used Proteus in creating microcontroller design. But sa dami na ngayon mga software, what you need there is constant practice. So I admit na medyo kulang na ako sa practice ng Proteus. And this one also, you have to buy their program. So medyo expensive nga lang yung Proteus, but that's how you create your PIC-IT microcontroller. You can use Proteus and compile the software program and upload that to your microcontroller. But of course, nowadays we use Arduino for this new, actually not new, but this is now the trend in microcontroller. So medyo natabunan na yung PIC-IT na Microlabs IC. Okay, there's also the multi-sim offline. Kung merong live sa online, merong offline. So matagal na to. And I remember when we purchased a book for Electronics 1 and 2, I think we have a free student edition for multi-sim. But now I think they have a different version, but of course you have to buy again licenses. So this is how software companies survive. You have to really buy a license for that. Else you can download the evaluation na trial version, but it will only run like 30 days maximum. Now, EagleCAD, you can go to Autodesk and create an account. You have to create an account to be able to download an EagleCAD. I think they can share it or allow you to use the program for only 1 year. Now, Altium is another PCB design software used in the industry. By the way, EagleCAD and Altium. So if you graduated as a BSET student or electronics student or electronics engineering, these tools, EagleCAD and Altium, are used in the industry. So they are more, they are more used in the development, no, of printed circuit boards. So if you master this at home, so even though it's not part of your curriculum yet, or let's say you only have the basic way of doing PCBs or creating PCBs, you can upgrade yourself by exploring this software. So you can check EagleCAD and Altium. Altium has their circuit maker. The only thing with Altium is, although they have like a manual or tutorial in their website, it's still quite, sabihin natin medyo mahirap, because EagleCAD is easier to manipulate than Altium. But of course, it depends on how we're going to strategize how to use the software. So depende yan sa need. Especially if you are looking for a job, you have to learn maybe EagleCAD or Altium. Okay, so this is Proteus. They can also provide the demo version or demonstration version. So sabi dito, if we're going to get the demonstration version, not time limited, extensive set of sample designs included. You can write your own software, but you cannot print your schematics and layouts, and you cannot save your work. So you can only do a one-shot work lang. Pakatapos niyan, hindi mo na siya magagamit. So still, but it's still downloadable, and at least they provide that function or feature. Nonetheless, kailangan mo bumili. So yun lang yung problema dyan. Yeah, we use Multisim. We have that license in our school. So good thing we have Multisim in our school. And ito yung mga sample na pwedeng gawin. But anyway, this is only a screenshot of the Multisim. So this is how it looks like, yung offline. So sa unang tingin pa lang, you're going back to your logic circuits. No? Now, the only thing is with schematics is hindi pa yung actual component. So some application or some software can convert that into the actual. Okay, ito yung EagleCAD. So EagleCAD can convert the schematic to the actual PCB. So yan yung perks niya or features niya. So I still have this free edition pero 8.7 version siya. Ngayon, I think medyo mataas na siya. So I still save that and I do not update it because mawawala yung aking software. But of course, ganun talaga. They always do the update so that they have new added features and for security purposes. Okay, so here's Altium. I don't have actually the software for that. But like I said, Circuit Maker is their free software. So you can actually download the software at altium.com. And yung medyo mahirap lang, like I said, is the way they navigate the programs. But of course, yung una mong dapat maging skill dyan is how you're going to read schematic symbols. No? Okay. Now, during the pandemic, I also have simulation software. So let's just talk about simulation. And I stumbled to the Android apps. So sorry sa mga iOS, but I think there are also application for iOS. But I'll just focus for Android. So meron tayong every circuit. So every circuit, meron ding bayad yan. And you cannot actually create a big circuit. But mura lang naman yan. You can actually buy that for maybe 100 plus pesos here in the Philippines. And the free version for that every circuit is Proto. So yung Proto app is medyo sabi natin hindi user-friendly yung interface niya, but the point there is you can use Proto to simulate a circuit. So yun lang naman yung dapat niyang maibigay sa atin. So that we can actually understand how a circuit works. Okay, so every circuit, sabi dito, circuit comes alive. So that's their, I think that's their motto in their website. They can visualize, simulate, and interact. So I use this to my students since not all of them has computers. So right now, most of our students has like cellular phones or smartphones. Yeah, that's the advantages nowadays because they have those gadgets. But of course, going to the other side, not all has the cell phones or not all has the laptops. So yun yung limitation. That's the limitation. But anyway, this is how it looks like. So they have also waveform analysis. They can provide the voltage readings and also current. So for example, like this one. And I think they can also do browser. Yeah, this is Chrome browser edition. You can actually log into evercircuit.com. So you can actually try the browser edition. So yun pala. Additional yun dun sa browser. Okay, Proto, you can actually search Proto circuit simulators sa Google Play Store. So you can actually do the same with every circuit, but there is only a different looks or yung user interface niya ikakaiba. But the same lang yung kanyang way of doing simulation. So yan yung ating mobile apps. Now let's talk about limitations. Okay, some programs has limited library or component. So yung mga programs natin sa simulation software, yung mas mahal dyan syempre ang kumpleto. And if they don't have the actual component, we can actually do or create or edit the component missing. So pwedeng ganun, no? Now, accuracy is a big deal. There is actually point something because I do activities at school wherein I actually ask my students to compare the actual circuit versus the simulated circuit. Just to find out ano ba yung magiging accuracy. Well, when we say software-based, there are like 100% accuracy for the simulation software. But of course, when you go to the actual circuit, we have to check the factors of the manufacturing of the components. Medyo ano lang siya, either the manufactured components has some defects, like we have tolerances 5% or 10%, etc. Okay. Some cannot simulate if components will be damaged. Yes, this is true. But in Tinkercad, for example, mag-simulate tayo ng LED and we put a lot of voltage to it, not actually voltage, but too much current to it, susunog yung LED. So other simulation softwares cannot do that. Every circuit can do that actually. So every circuit, Proto, Tinkercad, Multisim Live, they can actually have that. It will give you like a burning effect. So later on, I'll do that in the simulation. Next, expensive programs, especially industrial software, of course, because they have licenses on the library of components. For example, may mga semiconductor devices like onsemi, Vishay, kung tama yung sinabi ko, Vishay or Texas Instrument, they get their database for the actual component. So that's one of the reason na medyo mahal yung industrial type of software. And of course, limitation, most of them are demo or demonstration only. Now, another limitation is kung browser-based naman ang iyong magiging software, it requires internet connection. So yun, yung mga limitations. Okay, so I'll give you tips and reminders if we're going to learn more about circuit design and simulation. First is always check for tutorials or webinars in their website. So usually they will give you like a resource material, manual, and PDF form that you can download. Then look for YouTube videos for how to. So there is a lot of tutorials in a video format. So you can check YouTube videos. Next is read the manual of instructions for free programs. Nandyan, meron siyang isang PDF form. Then practice. If you want to utilize the software in its full potential, you have to do a practice in creating and designing circuits. Create. Of course, if you do the circuit simulation and design, you have to create and build experiments. Now, again, you go back to the basic. Instead of doing the actual in breadboard, you can do simulation. Then, of course, join online communities so that you can learn from another enthusiast or experts. And lastly, it is a continuous process. Continue learning. You don't know that you might discover new talents using this software. And pagdating sa product development ng isang circuit, you can actually create your own. So keep learning. So I'll do a demonstration. I'll just stop my my screen share. Pero I'll go to the browser. Okay, so I have my browser here, and this is the interface of Multisim Live. No? Okay, the other one is Tinkercad. Okay, I'll start with Tinkercad because this one is like elementary kung isipin. So let's go to designs. Right now, I have my dashboard for Tinkercad. And you will see I'm doing a lot of sample circuits here. So let's say gawa tayo ng bago. You click new, then you click circuit. Because Tinkercad is not just creating circuit, it can also do 3D designs. So let's do an example while that is loading. Okay, so the only thing with Tinkercad is, sabi ko nga, it's elementary. You can actually have this component picture. No, we have like LED, we have resistors, and even the color coding is accurate. So brown, black, red, gold. So we have like 1K resistor. Now, the only thing is, wala siyang tolerance. So let's say gold man yan, but hindi siya matetest na 5 or minus 5 or minus or plus 5%. Okay, yung battery medyo malaki din. So we're going to try and test using this. Ngayon, wiring lang. Hindi ko na siya papagandahin. So we have now a simple closed circuit. So let's say start simulation. Hindi siya nag-iilaw kasi baliktad yung aking kinabitan. Ayan din, meron din siyang cathode and anode. So yun, first thing that you have to learn is the basics. Kasi if not, you will not know what is anode and cathode. So ito babaliktarin ko na. Yung anode is the part where you put your positive connection. And the cathode here is the one you put your negative connection. So this time, of course, ilaw yan. Ayun, may ilaw siya. Di ba? So, yung sinasabi ko kanina na components might explode is, let's say, baguhin natin yung resistance. Gawin natin 1 ohms. Ayun, sumabog din. So, yan ang kagandahan ng ating Tinkercad. So the skills that you need to learn here in Tinkercad is the basic of electronics, Ohm's law, components, polarities, and yung fundamentals na dapat mo malaman, like what is a capacitor or what's the purpose of a resistor, ano yung LED, etc. Now, another feature that I would like to share here in Tinkercad is you can actually have Arduino. Okay, so you can actually have Arduino in Tinkercad. So for example, ito yung Blink. Ayan. Tanggalin ko na itong LED. Sa mga nag-Arduino dyan. And you can actually do a coding here. So, ayan, you can actually use the block coding or the text. So ito kagandahan ng ating Tinkercad. Where we can actually have or edit yung delay ng pag-blink. Let's say, let's start the simulation. Yan, mag-blink yan with this delay. Kung gusto nating pabilisin yan, then we just have to reduce the zero. Let's say 100. Tingnan natin kung yan. Start the simulation. Alas hindi mapansin yung pag-blink, no? Let's say 500. So this is just like sample, but you can do a lot of things. You can actually do copy paste of program, then test the circuit here. So ayan, medyo mabilis na yung blinking. So that's with Tinkercad. You can also do testing of the circuit. Let's say hanapin natin yung tester. Search. Ito. Meron yan sa baba. And madami siyang components actually. So this is their multimeter where you can use testing of voltage. So let's say lagay natin to doon sa 5. And lagay natin to doon sa ground. Ayan, so meron tayong tester. And kung waveform naman, let's see if we can get the pulse of the blinking. So imagine this, we have a virtual oscilloscope. So kunin natin dito sa D13. And kabit ko lang to sa ground. Let's see kung lumabas. Ayan, meron siyang pulse. No? So that's how we can use Tinkercad in our learning, not just for teaching. No? Now, let's say we use Multisim Live. So last episode, we have like logic gates. So dito, you can actually have like AND or OR gates. So ayan. So you can also do that simulation here. So yung naging topic ni Engineer Bustamante, you can actually have that simulated here. Okay, so let's say magkakabit tayo ng source. So ito ay battery. So dito nga lang sa Multisim Live, it's more of schematic symbols, no? We have schematic symbols. Now don't forget to add ground para makompleto yung circuit. Okay, so magwa-wire tayo. So this is an AND gate. It requires 2 positive input to create an output. So gawa tayo ng LED. Okay, yung second gate is a OR gate. So kahit isa lang yung input dyan, pwede yan mag-on. So now we have here a complete circuit. Ayan. So we have now a simulated logic gate. So yan yung previous episode. Now the good thing with Multisim Live is you can actually check the point Teka, ayaw niya ng... Okay, nag-error yung aking design. Okay. Pinapasave sa akin yung... So these are just part of the limitation. So I need to refresh. Hindi lang nga yan magiging save. So yun lang. Pag sa internet connection, naputol yung ating ginagawa. If that is not saved, wala na yun. You have to restart. So yun yung isa sa limitation na problem. So back to square one. Okay, so yun naman share ko ngayon sa inyo, the Tinkercad. This will be a very great tool, additional sa inyo for the teachers who are teaching electronics and for the students who wants to do experiments at their own pace. You can do, you can explore Tinkercad and do Multisim Live. Okay, last part ng aking demonstration here is the deep trace. Tingnan na kung kaya niya. Or else, hindi. Ito, nakita ko na. Share ko lang. Okay, so this is deep trace. If you can see this already in your screens. So I made a circuit and I can actually convert this into a PCB. Sana makikita pa ng screen share yung pag convert. Okay, I think it's not shared. Yan yung limitation ng ating Zoom. Anyway, if you're going to check the website of Deep Trace, ang kanyang capability is to convert the schematic design into a PCB. So walang lumalabas sa screen. Ayan, meron. Okay, so I think we have that on screen. Okay, so we have the components now being arranged. Yes, participants can see your application. Okay, thank you. So gumawa lang ako ng sample na circuit. So bahala na kayo mag-design pag meron na. Okay, so let's say we're going to, ayan, nagpare-route ako pero ang pangit na naging kalabasan. So auto-route is not a good option to be part of your skills in designing your PCB. So dapat ikaw mismo. Else, ang kalabasan yan ay pangit. So ito, gagawa lang ako ng random. And gusto ko lang ipakita na after this, you can actually create yung ating ano yan, PCB. So I'll be creating a board. Tsamba-tsamba na lang. Yun. So nakawa ano na yan. Tapos, we have to do, ang dami kasing lumalabas na ano, na screens. Okay, so share ko ulit ito. Confirm kung okay. May screen na ba? Okay, so this is now the design that I was doing a while ago. And ito yung kagandahan ng Deep Trace. So this is Deep Trace. So all you have to do is check the library for each component of the resistor or capacitor to see how big the actual component will be pag ginawa mo na siya sa 3D. So for example, this one, I created a filter circuit with combination of series resistors and capacitors and diodes. So imagine that. This is part of your circuit design. And yung Tinkercad is your simulation and yung Multisim is your simulation. So if you have all of these as part of your equipment in virtual sense, halos maging almost complete electronics technologist ka na because you have these tools with you. But of course, the only thing that you have to remember, kailangan mo ng computer. If not, hindi mo siya magagawa. Okay, anyway, that ends my sample simulation and demonstration. Okay, so moving on, I think we are now at the open forum. And I think you have reserved questions.
Okay, thank you so much, Doc JR, for the amazing and informative talk. Kumusta po ba ang mga participants natin dyan? Okay po ba? Alam nyo, kung ako tatanong ibang klase talaga based from the presentation of Doc JR about the circuit design and simulation. Alam mo, it helped us in many ways. It helped us to evaluate the capabilities of electronic circuits without making the actual circuit. And it is cost-effective, hindi ka masyadong gagastos, and time-saving, di ba? And it can design and test complicated circuits and many more. Meron din mga popular circuit design programs, applications for us to use. Kung iisipin natin yung mga inventors dati, literal na trial and error. Kung may masira o may pumutok na components bigla, wala na. Papalitan naman. Bibili hanggang sa makuha na yung tama. Pero as technology arises, new applications, new programs na maaari nating magamit, just like the examples of Doc JR, na pwede nating magamit. Actually, sobrang swerte natin kasi halos available na pwede nating ma-access ang lahat. And I believe you gained so much information from our dear speaker. And once again, thank you, Doc JR, for that very informative po talk. Okay, alam ko may mga nakaabang na mga katanungan dyan, questions in mind, clarifications, reactions. That's good because we will give you the opportunity to speak up and ask questions to our speaker. Okay, but before that, konting cambio muna tayo sa pagkakaseryoso because we prepared an amazing performance today to spice things up. He is a Master of Arts in Industrial Education, PLE student, DSIE major in Drafting Technology graduate, and a USD high school teacher. He'll be singing a cover song entitled Kumpas by Moira. Let's have Mr. Principe Magno Cordovilla. Okay, habang pine-prepare pa yung performance, reminder lang po sa mga hindi. Ayan, ito na pala.
Paano bang mapapawi lahat ng mga nasabi? Di naman inakalang ika'y darating lang bigla nang walang mabala. Sa isang iglap, nagbagong lahat. Hindi ko na kaya pa na magpanggap. Ikaw ang kumpas pag naliligaw. Ikaw ang kulay sa langit na bughaw. Sa bawat bagyo na dumadayo, ikaw ang kanlungan na kailangan ko. Kahit hindi mo alam, ilang beses mo kong niligtas. Ikaw ang hantungan at aking wakas. Paanong maniniwala ika'y nasa aking harapan? Di naman mabihag ng ganto. Totoo ba ito? Sa isang iglap nagbago ako, hindi ko na kayang mawalay sa'yo. Ikaw ang kumpas pag naliligaw, ikaw ang kulay sa langit na bughaw. Sa bawat bagyo na dumadayo, ikaw ang kalungan na kailangan ko. Kahit hindi mo alam, ilang beses mo kong niligtas. Ikaw ang kantungan at aking wakas. Sana'y iyong matanggap kung sino ako talaga. Ikaw ang kumpas pag naliligaw, ikaw ang kulay sa langit na bughaw. Sa bawat bagyo na dumayo, ikaw yung kanlungan na nahanap ko. Kahit nung di ko alam, ilang beses mo kong niligtas. Ikaw ang hantungan at aking wakas.
Grabe, ang galing. Ang lamig ng boses. Banayad sa tenga pakinggan, no? Para ka lang nakahiga sa mga ulap. Actually, ganun din sana yung boses ko. Magaling din sana kumanta. Kaso lang, maaga ako napaspa. Anyway, maraming salamat, Mr. Cordovilla, for that wonderful performance. At mukhang damang-dama naman ng ating mga participants na nanonood dyan mula sa Zoom at sa Facebook Live. At mukhang inspired yung mga in love dyan, ah. Anyway, now I think we can now move on to the open forum as part of this program this morning. And if you have any questions in mind, concerns for our resources speaker, please don't hesitate. Raise it here on Zoom. At sa mga nanonood sa Facebook Live, you can raise your questions in the comment section and I will then read the questions out loud for the resources speaker to answer as time permits. You can also use the raise hand below and wait to be recognized. When recognized, please state your name, then your questions. Okay? It is now your time para idabas ang ating mga katanungan at mga agam-agam para sa ating resources speaker for today's episode. Okay? So habang nagaano pa ang ating mga participants, gumagawa ng mga questions nila, gusto ko lang muna i-shout out. Ano? Okay. Mula sa Al-Bala Applied University, Salt, Jordan. Foreign participants natin, si Ahed Al-Fawri, Faculty Physics Department. Also to Mr. Abdul Mohamed Abdul Hamid mula sa Muslim Brother from Mariato, Luxadato, Marawi City. And to Mr. Mark Lucas, a government employee from Philippine Science High School, Ilocos Region Campus, Itogon, Benguet. Wow, layo. To Mr. Diowin Calano, a private employee of Jehan Corporation, Gio Amang Rodriguez Avenue, Pasig Metro, Manila. And to the school teachers from Grace Christian Academy, hello po. From San Rafael City of San Jose del Monte, Bulacan. Wow. Students and faculty of St. Joseph College of Cavite Incorporated, San Roque, Cavite City. Engineering and Technology students sa pamantasan ng lungsod ng Valenzuela, Valenzuela City, Metro Manila. Grabe, ang dami, ang lalayo ng mga participants natin ngayon. Okay, yung iba, mamaya na, because we have a question. Okay. Sir, coming from my one of my friends from Ligao, sir. Ang question na is, can I simulate errors similar to actual circuits?
Okay, so thank you for that question. Okay, like for example, kanina, I did simulate an error wherein masusunog yung LED. So pwede yun. Kayang-kaya niya. Now, to be specific with other errors, ang problema ng simulation, we don't have the similarities sa actual. For example, yung size of wire. Kasi if we're going to consider the size of wire to create a problem na overcurrent, for example, hindi yun mangyayari sa simulation. So the only thing that the simulation can show us is if dinirect natin yung LED sa battery, automatic magsasabi yon sunog yung LED because you did not use a resistor. So sa simulation, by experience, to simulate errors when it comes to current, yung resistor ang magiging silbi to limit down the current. But in actual circuits, yung size of wire hindi ma-consider sa simulation. Yun ang masasabi ko dyan.
Okay. Siguro tama kung iisipin natin kung bibili tayo ng ng mga components tapos biglang masira. Yung iba mahal pa naman. Ulit na naman. Pero kung gagamit tayo ng simulation, sir, pwede kung masira, papalitan mo na lang ng tapos uulit ka na lang po. Yan. Okay. I hope that answers the question po. Okay. Yan pa ba? Ito sir. From San Mateo Rizal. The students of San Mateo Rizal po. Sir, are the simulation software free? Libre po ba ito, sir?
Yes, thank you for that question. Yes, like I said kanina, Tinkercad is free, but you have to create your account. So magiging perks po dyan kasi if you create your own account, yung mga circuits na sinisimulate mo, nasa-save po yan. Okay, yung ibang software naman like I mentioned a while ago, like Libre, PCB, Deep Trace, you can download them for free. So yung maging limitation mo lang is if meron kang laptop or desktop. But if you have those, of course, you can download them. You can search Libre PC, PCB, Deep Trace. Yung iba, evaluation or demonstration. So limited lang siya. Yun lang po.
Okay. So mostly, sir, lahat ng applications is online, then kailangan po talaga ng desktop or PC. May available po ba na application for Android phones sa mga students na hindi afford or wala po sir ng mga laptops and desktop?
Yes. Yes, again, meron tayong Proto app doon sa Play Store that you can download, which is almost the same with every circuit. So yung every circuit is actually you can download that to your iOS and Android phones and even the Chrome-based or browser-based or online. So the only thing with every circuit is meron siyang fee. You have to buy the software. Pero kung hindi mo man siya bibilhin, you can still use the application, but ang limitation niya is you cannot create bigger circuit designs or for simulation purposes. Yung Proto, you can actually create a big circuit, but sabihin natin paganda ng aesthetics. Because every circuit is more like mas maganda sa mata kung gamitin natin compared doon sa Proto. Then also you can explore other applications that are free in the App Store, but for my taste or nakita ko na kasi yung kagandahan ng every circuit, And next to it is the proto. Yun lang ang aking magiging shared for that. Thank you.
Every circuit, as far as I remember, way back nung college pa ako, yan yung ginagamit namin sa mga laboratories namin. At sobrang helpful naman talaga siya compare sa ano, tapos sobrang dali niya lang maintindihan. Although if hindi naman siya lahat ng features magagamit, so kailangan talaga ng magbayad para maka-access ka. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I think nasagot ni Sir ang ating katanungan at sana ay na-note natin iyon para just in case hanapin natin at magkaroon tayo ng opportunity na kailangan natin panggamitan. Diba? Meron tayong makukuha at okay. Okay, sir. We have another questions from BSouth alumni po, sir. Personal message. Grabe. Nanonood din pala to. Okay. Sir, how can simulation help me in my study of electronic circuits?
Ay, napakagandang question mo.
Oy.
Yes.
So,
If you want to learn the basic and then the advanced, magagamit mo yung simulation. Like I said, for example, you want to test a particular circuit you found in books or in the internet. And we have like cookbooks or recipe sa mga ginagawang circuit. You can actually simulate them. Now, here's the catch. Some components are not available. Noon, I think I remember noon, if those components are not available, you have to find the substitute value. Kasi noon, meron pa yung malaking libro. For example, a diode or a transistor or IC or integrated circuit, there is an equivalent circuit or equivalent component that you have to find kung hindi siya available doon sa nakuha mong circuit sa mga libro. So usually, you have to find books wherein they provide you sample circuits. And if you want to prove that circuit functioning, you can use simulation so that you will be able to have the understanding, ito pala, pwede pala siyang gumana. So for example, dark sensor, I have to build a combination of resistors, sensors, and transistors and a circuit. Nandyan po yan. And also to add, yung sensors naman sa mga simulation, limited po siya. So yun yung nakita ko or na-encounter ko using this simulation software. See, every circuit, to add again, the problem with every circuit, ang library niya ng mga integrated circuit is kakaunti. So yan din yung limitation na wala pa sa kanila. So maybe pag mayroong mga updates para ma-improve yung program, baka pagdating ng mga bagong update, andyan na yan. So I hope ganun. No? So we can have the feedback to them. So tayo mga users is also a communication to the software developers to make their software more puno ng features or added features. Ayun po.
I think kapag gumamit po tayo ng every circuit, pwede siya sa applicable siya sa mga simple circuit electronic circuits studies or projects pero if mga bigger projects, I think that's the time to para maghanap na mas available para sa ating study. At syempre siguro mas okay na nga yun kung simulation na talaga application tayo gumamit compare sa bibili tayo ng component and then magta-trial and error tayo. Sobrang gastos nun, time consuming lalo na kung pagdating sa mga studies. Okay? Thank you, Sir JR. And to the sa nagtanong, okay? I hope that answer po. Okay. Lang. Sir, follow-up questions daw po regarding sa questions kanina.
Okay.
Sir, will it provide me the same output when I do experiments in actual circuits?
Yun. Napakaganda ng question na yan. Okay, so I've been doing this with my students noon pa na they have to do data reading or data collection or data gathering. So they have to test actual output and compare them to the simulated output. So far, ang nagiging result is only ilang digit lang, no? Mga point something lang ang difference. So just imagine that, point something lang ang difference to the compared circuit sa actual and then simulation. So that is by experience na maibibigay ko sa yung sagot kasi ginagawa na namin dati yung experiments na yan. And also to add, in my subject, meron pa ngang computation. So yung computation na computed value in Ohm's law, kino-compare pa namin sa actual and then simulation. So imagine that you can do that strategy if you are now teaching. So say na, oh, etong Ohm's law is supported itong circuit by function in actual and then in simulation. So, di ba? Mas maganda yung magiging learning mo dyan kasi combine mo yung tatlong strategy, actual, simulation, and problem solving. Yun po.
Oo, syempre kailangan natin ng mataas na probability if yung project natin or yung study is actually talaga actual na gumagana at functioning. Kumbaga, meron ka ng scientifically proven, meron ka pang hindi lang puro theory, kailangan din natin ng applications to support ang ating projects if functioning at talaga naman na kumbaga kayang-kaya ng kumbaga circuits natin na gumana. Okay. Sir, ito pa sir. Okay. Sir, another question. Okay. Can make my own PCB design using design simulation software. Can make my own PCB design. Pwede daw po yun, sir.
Okay. So yes, thank you for that question. Yes, actually, you can also create your own. You can even put your name in the PCB design. So etong Deep Trace, I've been using this quite a while. You can actually create your text because in the end, kung ipiprint mo yan yung PCB mask niyan, the one that will be covering the copper clad board, maiiwan doon yung pangalan mo and then of course the traces. So pwede. You can actually have your own arrangement of your components to make it more easier to solder. Kasi in the end, after creating your PCB, you just have to put your components there and solder. So yes, you can create your own design.
So, pwede po pala, no? Kaya, alam nyo kung meron kayong naiisip at marami kayong, kumbaga, pwede nyong paggawan, siguro much better gawa muna tayo ng draft, tapos subukan natin yung mga simulation software na binigay sa atin ni Doc JR para malaman natin kung functioning nga ba talaga. Okay? Maraming salamat sa lahat ng mga nagtanong at okay, I think kung meron pa po ba na gustong magtanong, mga kaagam-agam dyan, kung nahihiya, huwag na po kayong mahiya at willing at sobrang supportive ng ating speaker for today na sagutin ang lahat ng ating mga katanungan. Okay? Sige, habang iniisip pa, patuloy i-shoutout ko ulit yung galing sa IEEC SC students from Camiguin Polytechnic State College Main Campus, Balbagon, Mambahaw, Camiguin. Wow. Education students from Batangas State University, Rizal Avenue Extension, Batangas. And the students and faculty from Sorsogon State University, and the teachers and students from Donsol Community College and Donsol Vocational High School. And also government employees and faculty from TESDA Provincial Training Center, Ginubatan, Albay. Hello po. And school teachers from DepEd Albay. And engineering and technology students from Bicol University, Polangi Campus. And college instructors and professors from OWAS Community College, Pan Philippine Highway, OWAS Albay, and electronics and communication engineering students from De Vera Institute of Technology, Tiwi Road, Old Albay District, Legazpi City, and students and faculty from San Francisco Institute of Science and Technology, Malilipot, Albay. Government employees from Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency, Region 5, and also to Jail Officer Redinares from BJMP Ginubatan, Albay. And to Mr. Jomar Balyon, alumni from Lumber Consolidated Complex Development Corp, Real Estate Developers, Legazpi City. Okay, and shout out din po sa mga nanonood natin na viewers and participants from Facebook Live and to dito po sa Zoom. At kung sino pa man po ang nakikinig at nanonood ngayon, hello po, sana po okay lamang po kayo. Okay, wait, mukhang meron dito sa chat. Basahin natin. Okay, bakit ayaw mabuksan ng link? Okay, I think, sir, wala na tayong mga questions, ano?
Okay. Siguro ako naman magsha-shoutout.
Sige, sir. Shoutout ko muna, sir.
Okay, so i-shoutout ko to si friend ko from Canada, Sir Joel Abenoa. So thank you for also supporting me here. Sa Lodi of the North, si Mark Lucas. Si Sir Resty of Pidea, together with Sir Tax. Si Mr. Cornelius dyan sa South, sa Mindanao. Sir Delgado and Sir Arnold ng Bangkerohan. Si Sir Abiera of Sorsogon State University. Sir Francis Lozuriaga, Sir Lumbes, Sir Art Gomez, mga kapwa student, kapwa professors yan, and teachers na ngayon. Sa mga students ko sa Biset and Bisel, of course, shout out sa inyong lahat and good morning. So thank you for this opportunity for the shout out. Back to you, sir.
Okay. So if I think wala na, ano po, mukhang kahit ako sobrang klaro naman para sa akin. And I think ang mga participants natin is naintindihan naman, sobrang informative at sobrang yung pagkakatalk talagang maiintindihan mo. Okay? Again, thank you so much participants for giving your time and support for this extension activity. And reminder po to those who haven't registered on the registration link for this webinar, please check po dito sa Zoom chat box natin and also to okay, and sa Facebook Live, also the evaluation po, wag po natin kakalimutan sagutan. Kailangan po natin yan to receive your e-certificate. Please click the link on the pinned comment on Facebook and on Zoom. And check your email after you are done with the evaluation. Okay? And I think that was a wrap. Indeed, it flies really fast. I think we're already in the last part of our program. So I would like to have this opportunity to have the closing remarks. Okay? Allow me to give thanks to our speaker for today, Doc J.R. Balyon, for the 5th episode, Tech Talks, of our webinar series and giving us enough and additional knowledge of the program of BSET and BSELF. Okay? And syempre, we have this very dynamic interaction. Okay? Mga participants natin na mga nagtatanong. Okay? Thank you so much. Okay? So before we close this program, we would like to express our gratitude and support of the Bicol University administration headed by our admirable SUC President, Dr. Arnulfo M. Mascareñas, our passionate Vice Presidents, Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Amelia Dorosan, Vice President for Administration and Finance, Attorney Joseph Partolata, Vice President for Research and Development and Extension, Dr. Luis Amano, and to our BU EMD Director, Rowena Zoilo, our BUSIT administration, headed by our supportive Dean, Dr. Jonathan Arroco, our dynamic associate dean, Professor Arlene Balyeras, to the faculty and to the staff, the technical team headed by the amazing Professor Ronel Oropesa, and to Mr. Dave Azores for the incredible designs and layout for the Tech Talks, and to our very supportive Professor of BSET faculty, Professor Joel Sales, and also to our BUSIT Extension Coordinator, Professor Wilma Pahavera. At syempre, walang iba, ang punot ugat ng webinar na ito, ang BSET Program Advisor, Proponent, and Project Leader for this extension activity is none other than Dr. Kenji Merenciano. Without his idea, of course, this event would be non-existent. Maraming salamat po. Without your approval and support, this webinar would fail to happen. Maraming salamat po sa taus-pusong suporta sa ating webinar series. And of course, salamat sa Bicol University faculty. At syempre, maraming sobrang daming salamat din sa ating mga participants mula sa Zoom meeting and Facebook Live, the students of Bicol University, the students outside the Bicol University, alumni, participants from other schools, and our participants from Bureau of Jail and Management Penology from Ginubatan and Kamalig Municipal Jail. Pagpalain po kayong lahat at saan mang dako ng Pilipinas ang participants natin. Hello po. Maraming salamat. Again, thank you so much for participating in this webinar series, 5th episode. And we are looking forward to seeing everybody on the next webinar episodes. Okay. At ano nga ba ito? Roll PPR. Ganun. Okay. Catch our next episode of Tech Talk. And electronic assembly. Grabe, paganda ng paganda ang bawat episodes every week. Live pa din po kami sa Facebook and also YouTube Zoom. Makimark na po sa inyong calendar, October 22 to 19. Same day, same time, 9 to 12 noon, and I hope you have been enjoying today. Okay? Okay, at this juncture, we'll be singing to Bicol University.
This is the school we wish to sing, of a school to honor and revere, a temple built by man of firmness, a mold for you to walk with pride, for He will always be united, although we tread on distant lands. We all shall cherish what you've taught us, that you wholeheartedly gave forth. Bicol University, learning source of wisdom, fount of courage, hope and love, seed of truth and light. Bicol University, burning torch of wisdom, fount of courage, hope and love, seed of truth and light.
Okay. So, at this moment po, may I request everyone to open their cameras para po magkaroon po tayo ng picture. Okay, para malaman natin kung sino yung mga kasama natin for today at kumbaga magkaroon tayo ng remembrance, okay? Sige po. Picture mo muna tayo. Yan, para makita ang mga naggwagwapuan. Wow! Taga naman talaga. Ang gagwapo. Ayan. Ready na ba? Sige, mga 5 seconds to open the camera. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, sige. Ako na po ang Okay. Formal muna. Formal. 1, 2, 3. Smile. Ayan. Okay. Isa pa. Waki naman. Waki. Ayan. Show your best waki po. Okay, 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay. Oh, grabe. Ayan, mukhang nalalapit na ang pagtatapos. Ayan, maraming salamat po sa lahat ng nakasama, sumabaybay, nakinig, nanood mula sa Zoom at mula sa Facebook Live at kung saan man po kayo. Maraming salamat po. Magkita-kita po muli tayo next week para sa ating panibagong webinar for our, I think, 6th episode. Yes po, 6th episode na po tayo. Ayan. Okay, sana po masarap ang ulam nyo ngayong lunch at mabusog po kayo. Okay? Have a nice day, everyone. Have a fruitful day. Maraming salamat po. Bye-bye.
Zombie apocalypse.